We gon' ease on down the road. We gon' ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down, down the road. Stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness to the Cosmic Kindness family and soul tribe. New subscribers, welcome to the family. Peekaboos and passerbys make up your mind. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, what you waiting on? I'm feeling good for no reason at all, in case y'all haven't noticed already. Oh, y'all are feeling good for no reason at all. Because I have noticed, even if you're not there yet, but this is an opportunity to do so. I hope you are radiating, vibrating, operating, emanating, illustrating, and being the highest demonstration and the best version of that person that you are, and that soul that you are, and in the being that you are. You hear me? I am all above, you know. And if you're gonna keep your foundation solid, you gotta be consistent. So if you passing by, before you deny it, sit still for a minute, analyze what you're hearing, and see how you can apply it to different parts, aspects, or sections of your being and in your life. You hear me? Yeah. Because it works if you work it. And I repeat, it works if you work it. And I repeat one more time, it works if you work it. Now, I ain't saying that everything that I do will work for you. You hear me? And everything I do can work for you. Maybe not in the way that it worked for me. It will work for you. But it will work for you according to your ability to apply in your life as you see fit. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. You hear me? I'm feeling great, man. But if you passing by, before you deny, apply. I ain't come to stay long, and I ain't come to say much. I really came through to give us assignment. You hear me? Because it's a must that we keep exposing the posers without even trying. And we are. As long as we keep doing this self-work, we're going to expose the posers without even trying. You hear me? And the reason that I say that is, what's done in the dark come to the light. And we hear that all the time. And depending on your age, you heard it a lot of times growing up. If not all throughout your life, at the times that, you know, those who said it to us felt that we needed to hear. You hear me? But what's done in the dark do come to the light, and that can be in the negative as well as the positive, as well as it can consist of both, as y'all can tell by the yin and the yang on my hat. You hear me? And everything does consist of both, and it's our duty, you know, to bring the both that is in everything into a balance, as the symbol emphasizes. You hear me? Because one aspect has the other in it, and the other aspect has the other in it. You hear me? So, just in that symbol, it's letting us know that we're here with everything that we will need. And the only thing for us to know that is our experiences. You hear me? So, it's a reason that I say it's what we do when nobody looking. Because what we do when nobody looking is revealing itself when everybody looking, even if we don't know it. You hear me? But what's done in the dark come to the light. I'm going to say it one more time. You know, and for those that really get that, or those who, yeah, I said it right. For those of us who really get that, we get that because we had to go to the wizard. We had to go within ourselves. Not to get to the wizard, but to see the real wizard. You hear me? And when we got to that place within ourselves, the that mountain that Martin Luther King described as the mountaintop, when we got to that place within ourselves and we saw it all for what it was, you see, we was able to start shattering the illusions, shattering all the illusions and all the parts of ourselves that had been collected within the illusions. You hear me? We shatter that, you know, and then we have to go after the shattering. It's still more work to do, because now we got to collect ourselves from all the pieces of the puzzle that has been shattered to put ourselves back together again. You hear me? And that's why the people couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, because it was something that Humpty Dumpty had to do within himself. You see? Cause the problem was never Humpty Dumpty. The problem was the people's vision had been fractured or shattered, so to the point that they couldn't see Humpty Dumpty as he really was. If you ain't listening, you gonna miss it. Just like some of y'all see me, y'all. A lot of people gonna come by and hear this, you know, and may not like the package that that is being heard from, or whatever the case may be. You see. It's gonna be those little insignificant things, you know, that keep people from catching the purpose of what I'm here as an energy signature to even do. And that's okay, because it just ain't for them or for you or whoever it may be. You hear me? But what's done in the dark come to the light. And since we had time to go within ourselves to see the real wizard, now we lit. You hear me? So what's my point in saying all of that? My point in saying all of that is because getting lit is only half of the battle. You know? I learned that from G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. So now that we know what it took to get lit, that's only half the battle. And it's good. We burn this shit up. I see y'all. We alchemizing. We transmuting. You hear me? We burn this shit up. You know, as within and so without, because you can't have one without the other. But that's only halfway. So what else do we need to do? We gotta find ways to stay lit. that's where the consistency coming back in that I started out with. Consistency and consistency. If we lit, now we gotta stay lit. And I ain't talking about lit in the way that the world lit. You know, contaminating ourselves in the party and all that. All that's good, you know, when necessary. But everything is in moderation, you see. So we gotta stay lit, you know, because ain't nobody been where we going. Ain't nobody been. I'm gonna repeat that. Ain't nobody been where we going through our restructuring of all our ways of manner. Ain't nobody been where we going yet. You see, ain't nobody been where we going, because it's pressure, and pressure meant to make diamonds. You see, pressure meant to make diamonds. Can I play my part? Cause I am anyway. I am anyway. You hear me? I am anyway. If you've been consistent in aligning your thoughts to higher vibrations, clap it up for yourself. You hear me? Clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. Because it's going to give you a solid foundation. A solid foundation is important. My foundation, as I would view it, from the things that I have overcome, I would say it has gave me a solid foundation. And the reason that I would say that my foundation is solid, because I didn't take no shortcuts. I could have, along with many that did. You hear me? I could have took the shortcuts, but I knew something that those that took the shortcuts didn't. See, I knew that taking the shortcuts would handicap me in the tools that I would be able to acquire from the lessons that I would be able to learn, from the experiences that I would be able to have just by taking the shortcut. So I ain't take no shortcut, you know. I went straight up. I went straight up the path. You hear me? Yeah. That's the tree. For those who know what I just did, that's the tree of life. You hear me? And I went straight up, and then came down. How it's done? Yeah, the Malkuth, Kether the Malkuth. You hear me? So I know what this journey takes. I want to continue to encourage the leaders. I want to continue to encourage character building. I want to continue to encourage critical thinking. I want to continue to encourage mind bending. I want to continue to encourage the reality creators. I want to continue to encourage the record keepers and the historians, because we need us, man. We need us. Those who are able to go into the Akashic records and get that information, you know, that other people ain't got access to. We need us. You hear me? Those to the energy shifters, you know, the alchemizers, the real magicians and high priests. We need us. You hear me? To the healers. We need us. The seers. We need us. The prophets. We need us. You hear me? For real. And all the other parts that we here to play out that want more spotlight. We need us. We need us. So stay consistent. Strengthen your foundation. Your spiritual foundation. Your mystical foundation. You know? Cause like any championship, like any championship team, everybody got to be on board, because everybody got a part to play. And that's from the head office to the coaches to the training staff to the players and even to the fans. Everybody got a part to play if the whole organization gonna be successful. And each and every one, from the top to the bottom, got to do his work. See, because that's how we came here, from the top to the bottom. From the top to the bottom, you know. And in the spiritual realm, that's how we got to do it, from the top to the bottom. But on the physical realm, we got to work it out from the bottom to the top. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. I'm giving y'all a game that you ain't going to get nowhere else. You hear me? So take it for what it's worth. Especially if you ain't paying for it. You don't listen, you're going to miss it. And that's where most people do. You hear me? But everyone must do their own work to amplify and enhance the chemistry of the team. You hear me? I use sports for the analogy to give us a mental picture of what we've been doing since our arrival, since our birth, since our time on the planet. We all been doing it. Whether we see it or not, it's a whole nother thing. But that's why I'm gonna give us a homework assignment, you know. I say that to say, even though it's a lot of parts in the whole unit, each and every one of us is a league in ourselves. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. Each and every one of us is a leak in ourselves. All those, all those parts from the head, from the head office to the fans. You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. These metaphysical teachings. From the head office to the fans, each and every one of us is a lead within ourselves. But who think about things like that other than us? And that's why we're cosmic consciousness. You hear me? I want to say it take more courage to work with the dark and shadowy parts of ourselves than the fear used to hide it. So don't stay stuck in the fear used to hide it. The dark and shadowy parts. When you can step into the courage that it takes to love yourself through them. You hear me? Whatever we carry presents itself in everything we do. And the more we master this self-work, no one will ever underestimate us again. Because we don't underestimate ourselves. Do y'all? Do we? Do all overstand? And I hope so, because you the proof. You hear me? Through your own work, through your own self-improvement, you know you. You know you enough to know when you slacking, and you know you enough to know when you not. All it takes is brutal self-honesty after that. Through your own consistency, through your own self-examination, and through your own character shaping skills. Set a standard that's high for yourself and do everything that you can to accomplish it. With that, the homework assignment, man, if you haven't seen The Wiz, you hear me? And some of y'all gonna come across and hear this message and you haven't seen The Wiz. You probably know about The Wizard of Oz, but I'm talking about The Wiz. It was made in 1978. The reason that I'm pointing this out is because, you know, the spirit has a source, energy, God, whatever you know it as. It has in the intelligence that it operates in the consciousness that it operates in, by way of, through ideation or form, we get movies, and movies give us initiations. Movies hold initiations, movies hold activations, movies hold spiritual insights, you know, on all levels. But I want us to watch The Wiz because there's a lot of initiations and activations involved in the movie The Wiz, starring Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Richard Pryor, and some other actors and or comedians that may be known or unknown to us. My point is, there's a lot of spiritual activations in the movie The Wiz that we can get out the movie The Wiz that you may not get out of The Wizard of Oz. And now they got the movie Wicked out. All these movies that they come out with are for a reason. One thing about authors, one thing about directors, one thing about anybody who has the ability to create something that has the potential to encapsulate the minds of many people is a powerful person. Are we listening? To anybody that can influence the minds of other people is a powerful person. Are we listening? Any mind that know it can be influenced is a powerful person. So that means we need to know how to mind our business so we can know what's coming through, what's coming in and out, back and forth through our minds, and how it is influencing our emotions. So I want us to go watch The Wiz, man, and have a pen and a pad with you. Pay attention to the colors. Pay special attention to the music, because instructions are going to be being given, and everything that you see, everything that you hear, and everything that you're able to feel. You hear me? and feel free to let me know what your experience like when you finish when y'all finish, you know. Whenever y'all finish, however many times you need to watch it or you feel led to watch it, I suggest that you do that. It's a lot of activations in it. You hear me? And those that do take the time to put time in yourself with some entertainment that will actually be uplifting for you, you'll appreciate me. You'll appreciate me the moment that you do. The moment that you start getting the downloads, you're gonna say, "Damn, thank you, Sabu, for sending us over here." And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the questions. I hope you know who I'm talking to, and I hope you got what you're looking for. Cause the only place no matter what I say, the only place you're gonna find what I say at is in you. You hear me? Thank you for letting me be that mirror, though. Yeah, but thanks for it all. Donations, purchases, so forth and so on. If you got questions, ask them. I will answer them. For those who had emailed me, I'll return the emails. I got back into my email. I was blocked out from my email for a minute. So y'all pardon me for that. But everything back in motion. And other than that, man, be you how you be you. I love y'all. I am Sawu.